All right, so I'm back again with New Money, New Mansa, Joaquin
Yeah,
Buckley.
I
How are you,
like that.
man?
What you say? New money?
New Money, New Mansa.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. Man, we just chilling, bro. Over here getting drug tested a little bit.
Hell
They got to
yeah.
make sure that I'm clean. It's a clean business.
We scheduled this interview. Did you know that they were coming this morning though?
Nah, you don't ever get noticed. You know what I'm saying? They just pop up on us.
Got you, got you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, want to kind of talk about everything that's been going on. You said you got a fight in the works and all that stuff, right? And just previously before that, like the day before you said that, you were kind of calling for the UFC to give you a fight. But even before that, just to, you know, knock off some topics that you've also been involved in, let's just start over at UFC 300, right? Because
Right.
you were offered Ian Garry an MVP. You turned down Ian Garry. You accepted
hmm
MVP, I believe, but then
Yes.
MVP ended up turning you down for Garry.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they ended up
Yeah.
fighting at UFC 300 and all that. One of my questions is, was that even for real? You think those offers from the UFC, or do you think they wanted MVP and Garry from the first place?
Well, no, I hope it was real. I'm
Okay.
sure it
You know how
was.
sometimes they use you as like a lever or something like that to kind of push them into each other? That's what I'm saying.
Uh, Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
But what you saying, I do believe it was a real offer. When the UFC called me for the Ian Garry fight. Like I said, it was just time wise. I wasn't ducking Ian Garry. I just like need just some more time to rest and prepare for anybody. Whoever that name would have been, if they would have gave it to me, I would have said no to just because of the time. But regardless, though, when they did give me more time and they told me about the MVP, it would have made sense to make that fight happen because where the fight was going to be at, it was in his own backyard. So I'm like, bro, that would have been lit. You know what I mean? To fight MVP in England. So, but regardless, though, MVP went with Ian Garry. And they had that type of fight, but I feel like it just adds more stock to what I do because of the boring fight that they put on. It's still to the point where every fight that I get into, everybody knows it's gonna be a bank. So I feel like I got a little bit more stock, you know what I mean, for them having that boring ass fight.
Yeah. And I guess, what did you make of the performance, right? Because Ian didn't really go for too much of the knockout with MVP, right? He chose the grappling approach, and it was kind of
Right.
boring in that last round, just taking his back and stuff. So sitting there watching it, how were you feeling about it?
I mean, I felt like I fumbled the bag. I ain't gonna lie, I should have I
I
should
saw
have
that
took that
tweet.
little
Yeah.
fight. Right. But regardless though, it's all in God's plan. And I believe, at the end of the day, I made the right decision, man, to, just sit this one back and just watch. But Ian Garry did what his job, you know what I mean? He got the win, even though it wasn't, fun to watch, at the end of the day, he's still undefeated. And I feel like with that being said, I can be the first one to take that up. So
Okay.
mhm.
And because he gets a lot of hype and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering too, like, you think, not to say he's like, you look at him as like an easy fight, but he's younger than you and stuff like that. I guess he's a little bit more premature in his career. So when you watch him fight and stuff, do you kind of feel like you're a veteran, like, over him in a way?
I mean,
Because he
somewhat. I
acts
feel like
as if like sometimes he's kind of a veteran, and like he's got that bigger ranking and stuff like that. But obviously, you don't really put people on a pedestal, so that's why.
no, 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 you can't. I don't know what year he got started, but obviously, since I'm older than him, I definitely got put in a situation where I was fighting before him. So yeah, I'm a little bit more experienced. Yeah, he's undefeated, but just yet again, the talent level that he in fought, I believe if me and him fight, it's gonna be a whole different level of experience that he runs into. I started this, being a professional since I was 18 years old. So 12 plus years, you know what I mean, a fighting, at a professional level, fighting with Bellator with 5 fights, and then with the UFC, I have more fights than Ian Garry. Even though he undefeated, I still have more UFC fights, than him. So I believe like the experience level is definitely above Ian Garry. But even if that wasn't the case, I feel like my skill level, alone could beat Ian Garry. So whether you're talking about the striking, I got the power on my side. The footwork on my sides, and then plus, if I need to take the fight to the ground, I can do that as well. But I ain't gonna be nut hugging, you know what I mean? So my biggest thing, if I do take Ian Garry to the ground, bro, I'm looking to finish.
Okay, for sure. And just on the MVP side too, is that a fight you'd want in the future, or are you gonna move past that one and on your route to the title in a way?
I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one to say, because he's still a good name. But regardless, though, we look into anybody that get us close to the title. That's what we're looking for. So I'd rather fight winners than the losers right now, because obviously I'm undefeated at the welterweight division. So me and Ian Garry, I think, could be good money.
Right. Two undefeateds at the welterweight division.
Exactly.
Somebody's
Yeah.
always got to go.
Yeah, exactly.